Let me read to you a passage from the 5th chapter of St. Matthew's Gospel, verses 20 to 26. It's the Gospel for Friday of the first week of Lent. St. Matthew writes, Jesus said, I tell you that unless your righteousness surpasses that of the scribes and Pharisees, you will certainly not enter the kingdom of heaven. You have heard that it was said to the people long ago, do not murder, and anyone who murders will be subject to the judgment. But I tell you that anyone who is angry with his brother will be subject to judgment. Again, anyone who says to his brother, Raca, is answerable to the Sanhedrin, but anyone who says, you fool, will be in danger of the fire of hell. Therefore, if you are offering your gift at the altar, and there remember that your brother has something against you, leave your gift there in front of the altar. First go and be reconciled to your brother. Then come and offer your gift. Settle matters quickly with your adversary who is taking you to court. Do it while you are still with him on the way, or he may hand you over to the judge, and the judge may hand you over to the officer, and you may be thrown into prison. I tell you the truth, you will not get out until you have paid the last penny. That's from Matthew chapter 5, verses 20 to 26. What does it suggest to us? Well, it suggests the work of holiness. You know, the discovery of tools is usually a standard indicator of the one-time presence of human beings at archaeological digs. But in recent decades, there have been many who have argued that various animals use tools, especially those animals which are close to man in their DNA. For instance, in their DNA, apes and men have some 97.5% in common. There are scientists who claim that various species of ape in effect use tools. Therefore, they think, there is but a difference of degree in animality between man and the ape, rather than a radical difference in kind. Well, setting aside the question of what it is to use something as a tool, I mention this merely to introduce yet another feature common to animals and man. They both engage in activity that serves their needs. The lion sets out in the morning, and the whole day is engaged in gaining its food. Very many human beings are simultaneously engaged in the same project. Do they both then engage in work, the work of gaining sustenance? Just as with the use of tools, do they both really work? Well, instinctively we say that the animal does not do a work, whereas man does indeed work. What is it then to work, which makes of it an activity distinctive to man? Well, this is not the moment to explore this philosophically, but one feature of work could be mentioned immediately, which would seem to make of it a human activity. The animal does not have the capacity to choose between its activities, nor does it choose the degree of energy it invests in the activity. Both are governed by instinct. The lion on the hunt must hunt, unless its instinct leads it to desist. It is a captive of its instincts, and so it is not responsible for its actions. Moreover, its degree of effort in the hunt is entirely dependent on factors governing it, such as instinct, immediate strength, and so forth. Man, though, may freely choose among his works. He may choose which is to be his work according to his own liking or best interest, and he is free to devote maximum strength to the work, or little at all. We may say that the choice of work and the choice of effort applied to his work is distinctive of man. What has this to do with what our Lord tells us in the Gospel today? Much indeed. Our Lord begins with this warning. I tell you that unless your righteousness surpasses that of the Pharisees and the teachers of the law, you will certainly not enter the kingdom of heaven. Christ is saying that we must aim high in the matter of righteousness. Our righteousness must surpass that of the Pharisees and the teachers of the law. He is telling us that every man and woman has a great work to do in life, and he must deliberately choose to do that work. Man cannot just drift along. He cannot be governed by self-interest, or by instinct as it were, or by any other circumstance which broadly may govern other living things. He must choose among works in life, and the one work that is absolutely necessary is righteousness, the holiness of Jesus Christ. He must work at being good, at being holy. This is the supreme work, and it is a work of choice. And included in this choice is a further choice, the degree of effort to be put into it. There are those who make the supreme work of choice their careers, or their health, or their popularity, and include the work of righteousness as something largely incidental. This means that they also choose to put little real effort into the work of righteousness. Christ says that the righteousness which we must choose has to be of a high order, one that surpasses that of the Pharisees and the teachers of the law. Most especially, it means cultivating with energy and persistence a true religion of the heart, with the heart of Christ being the model. It means working at love and forgiveness. As we heard in the gospel passage, you have heard that it was said to the people long ago, do not murder, and anyone who murders will be subject to judgment. But I tell you that anyone who is angry with his brother will be subject to judgment. Again, anyone who says to his brother, Raca, is answerable to the Sanhedrin, but anyone who says, you fool, will be in danger of the fire of hell. Therefore, if you are offering your gift at the altar, and there remember that your brother has something against you, leave your gift there in front of the altar. First go and be reconciled to your brother, then come and offer your gift. Every man and woman born into this world has a magnificent project ahead, a great work to do. The project is personal holiness, a project that must be deliberately chosen and then sought with all one's powers. The attainment of goodness is the supreme work of personal freedom and its most singular manifestation. It will never come as a result of mere instinct, and it will never come unless the choice is made to give to the work one's very best. Indeed, it is commanded by God that we make this choice and carry it through. We must love the Lord with all our heart, our mind, soul and strength, and our neighbour as ourself. The grace has been won for this, for us to do this. We've got the grace from Christ. Therefore, let us to it then.